What happens to your body when you quit sugar for 30 days? Sugar is everywhere. It's in your morning coffee, your breakfast cereal, your protein bars, your salad dressing, even foods that don't taste sweet. In fact, the average American consumes around 17 teaspoons of added sugar every single day. That's nearly 3 times more than what many health organizations recommend. Over the course of a year, that's more than 60 pounds of added sugar. Imagine carrying around a 60-pound bag of sugar. Now imagine eating it every single year. But what would happen if you suddenly stopped? What happens during the first few days? Why do so many people experience headaches, cravings, and mood swings? Why do some people feel worse before they feel better? And what is the one change that almost nobody expects after 30 days? Will your body thank you? Or will it fight you every step of the way? Today, we're following the journey of what happens when an ordinary person cuts out added sugar for an entire month. And by the end of this video, you may never look at sugar the same way again. Part 1. Your body declares war. Most people think quitting sugar will feel healthy immediately. It doesn't. In fact, for many people, the first few days are surprisingly uncomfortable. The headaches start, energy drops, cravings appear out of nowhere. You find yourself staring at snacks you normally wouldn't even think about. And suddenly, that donut in the office break room seems impossible to ignore. Why? Because sugar isn't just affecting your taste buds, it's affecting your brain. Every time you eat something sweet, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is often called the feel-good chemical. It's the same neurotransmitter involved in reward, motivation, and habit formation. For years, your brain has learned a simple pattern: eat sugar, feel good, repeat. Over time, that pattern becomes automatic. So when sugar suddenly disappears, your brain notices immediately. This is why many people experience symptoms that feel surprisingly similar to withdrawal, not because sugar is identical to addictive drugs, but because your reward system is adjusting. And that's when something fascinating happens. For the first time in years, your body is forced to operate without constant sugar spikes. Think about the average American day: a sugary coffee in the morning, a sweet snack in the afternoon, a soda with lunch, dessert after dinner. Blood sugar goes up, then crashes, then goes up again, then crashes again. Your body spends all day riding a biochemical roller coaster. Now imagine stepping off that ride. At first it feels uncomfortable, but soon, something starts changing. Part 2, the great lie about sugar. Around the end of the first week, many people experience something unexpected. An apple tastes sweeter. Strawberries taste sweeter. Even vegetables begin to have more flavor. At first, it doesn't make sense. How can food suddenly taste different? The answer is simple. The food didn't change. You did. For years, your taste buds may have been overwhelmed by highly processed foods designed to be intensely sweet. Food manufacturers understand something very well. The sweeter a product is, the more likely you are to want another bite, and another, and another. That's why added sugar appears in foods where you would never expect it: bread, pasta sauce, yogurt, granola, sports drinks, frozen meals. It's not always there because it needs to be. Sometimes it's there because it keeps you coming back. But after a week without added sugar, your taste buds begin resetting. And suddenly, natural foods become exciting again. Many people discover they don't actually love sugar. They've simply been conditioned to expect it. That's a very different thing. And as cravings begin losing their grip, a new phase begins, one that most people never see coming. Part 3, the invisible transformation. The most dramatic changes don't happen in the mirror. They happen where you can't see them, inside your body, inside your brain, inside your daily life. Many people report something strange around the second and third week. Their energy becomes predictable. For years, they believed feeling exhausted in the afternoon was normal. They believed needing multiple cups of coffee was normal. They believed brain fog was normal. Then suddenly, it isn't. Without constant sugar spikes and crashes, energy becomes more stable. Concentration improves. Productivity improves. Sleep often improves. And that's when people start noticing something they haven't felt in years: consistency. No dramatic highs, no dramatic crashes. Just steady energy, Hour after hour, day after day, your body is no longer constantly reacting, it's finally regulating. At the same time, other changes may begin appearing. Reduced bloating, better digestion, less water retention, improved skin appearance. And for some people, weight loss. But here's what's important. Weight loss isn't the most interesting part of this story because something much bigger is happening, something psychological. And that's where this journey becomes truly fascinating. Part 4, the American experiment. Let's zoom out for a moment because this isn't just a story about biology, it's also a story about modern America. Walk into almost any grocery store. You'll find thousands of products containing added sugar. Many marketed as healthy, many marketed as convenient, many marketed directly to children. For decades, Americans have been surrounded by sugar. Not because we're weak, not because we're lazy, but because it's everywhere. It's woven into celebrations. Holidays, birthdays, sporting events, office parties, movie nights, road trips. Sugar isn't just food, it's culture, which means quitting sugar isn't simply changing what you eat, it's changing your relationship with an entire environment. And that's why so many people fail. Not because they're incapable, but because they're swimming against the current. Every advertisement, every checkout aisle, every fast food menu, every vending machine, the environment constantly encourages consumption. But by week 3 and week 4, something remarkable begins happening. The current gets weaker, the cravings become quieter, the habits become easier, and for the first time, you realize you have a choice. Remember the question from the beginning? What is the single biggest change that happens after 30 days without sugar? Most people assume it's weight loss, or lower blood sugar, or clearer skin, or improved health markers. And those things can absolutely happen, but they're not the biggest transformation. The biggest transformation is control. For years, many people think they're making conscious food choices, but often they're simply responding to cravings. A stressful day? Sugar. Feeling tired? Sugar. Feeling bored? Sugar. Need a reward? Sugar. Need comfort? Sugar. Without realizing it, food begins controlling emotions. Food begins controlling energy. Food begins controlling decisions. Then one day after 30 days without added sugar, something changes. You walk past dessert and nothing happens. You see a soda advertisement and nothing happens. You sit through an afternoon meeting and you don't desperately need a snack. For the first time in years, the cravings stop making decisions for you. You do, and that's when you realize the biggest benefit wasn't physical at all. It was freedom. Freedom from constant cravings. Freedom from energy crashes. Freedom from feeling controlled by the next sugar fix. Because the truth is, sugar isn't evil. Your body can handle sugar. The problem is when sugar quietly becomes the thing making choices on your behalf. After 30 days, many people discover something surprising. They weren't eating because they were hungry. They were eating because they had been trained to. And once that training begins to fade, everything changes. That's the real transformation. Not a number on a scale, not a before and after photo, not a blood test. The ability to choose, to eat because you're hungry, to stop because you are satisfied, to enjoy food without being controlled by it. And in a world where sugar is everywhere, that might be one of the most powerful health changes a person can experience. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more science-backed health stories. And before you reach for your next sugary snack, ask yourself one question. Are you hungry? Or has your brain simply been trained to think you are?